Hey, cheers. Just going to pour myself a beer. Holgate Brewhouse Road Trip. US IPA, American IPA style. Thirsty. It's imperfect. Very nice. It's one of the beers. I thought I'd better do a wrap up of the Ballarat Beer Festival I just went to a week or two ago. I've been a bit busy and haven't been able to show a little bit of footage I took and things. I will say I got a 6-pack on the way out. Just a random 6-pack. And that's one of them. It's very nice. What do they say? US Chinook, Centennial and Citra, Vienna malt and just a touch of crystal. It looks nice, it tastes nice. It's not a bad beer. It's not real kick in your face hops, but then again, I'm not sure how long this has been in the bottle for. That's a nice drop if you can find it. What else I get in there? Stefano's, the Madura Brewery. Don't like dissing breweries, but they're not one of my favourites, and particularly since that was a Pilsner, I didn't find it very enjoyable, to tell you the truth. And the same with the lager. Go on to some of the better stuff. There was a Quencher they're called, pale Australian lager they call it. That was nice, I enjoyed that. Hops were, what do they say it was in here? Galaxy and Cascade. Of course that's going to make a nice beer if you know how to use Galaxy properly. You've got to be careful with it. That was nice. You can see that one around, Quencher. Little Creatures IPA. Still got that one to go. Still got this one to go too. And a Hawthorn Pale Ale. I'll make a picture of those up so you can see them a bit closer. But the festival was awesome again. It's the third time it's been on, the third year. I've been every year. And if you haven't been, you should go to next year's. It's a long way away. It's in January. But you should do it. There's many breweries there. I'm not exactly sure how many. Well, a lot. You want to see if it tells you. Must have been around 28 by the looks of this. Different breweries. A few new ones I hadn't seen before. And a couple of the old favourites. I've shot a little bit of footage of me trying beers and that, but it's held in a like a football oval, so it's very windy and it's very noisy because there's bands playing and hard to video stuff. You have to sort of go backstage or away from the venue to be able to hear it for not most of the time. I don't like sticking my camera into brewers' faces, especially when there's line-ups. You know, most of the tasting booths had line-up of 20, 30, even more people. So I did speak to a lot of them, but not on camera. They're too busy on days like that. Plus it was windy, noisy. It would have been really hard to do. And I don't have a cameraman. It would have been me holding the camera trying to do it, and it's just all a bit too hard. I'll show you some footage though. But first, who won it for me? I have a little competition with myself every year and the wife of the best brewery who we think is there. Previous years, Red Duck won it for me. They weren't there this year, so they weren't even in it. But there was a new brewery I found, Monster Mash. And these guys are local, as I think nearly all the Ballarat ones are. There's a couple that aren't from Melbourne, but most of them are fairly local. and I loved it. They had 3 things on tap there. They had a cider, a US hoppy red ale, American red ale, and a double IPA, an Imperial IPA. And I didn't try the cider. I'm not a huge cider fan, but both their beers were sensational. Yeah, their double IPA was sensational, very, very balanced, and it was huge. It was up at around 9% or something, so I only had a few of those. It was a long day. I didn't want to totally get too drunk, at the beginning anyway. And but my favourite was the Hoppy Red. It was awesome. It really was. I loved it so much I bought the t-shirt. But they brew down here in Melbourne at the Cavalier Brewery, which is in Derrimut from memory. Speaking of which, Cavalier actually won the beer of the show this year, but I thought the Monster Mash beer was better. But and they were great guys. I got to talk to the brewer. From memory, the red was Chinook and Centennial, and it was just sensational. It was really, really good, and hopefully they keep it up. They'll be hard to find. If you're in Melbourne, you might find it in a few of the specialty bottle shops, and maybe even on tap if you're lucky somewhere. I think I've seen it on tap somewhere. But keep your eye out for it and have a look. Their double IPA made it to the top 100 this year, and for a new brewery and how small they are, that's a good effort. Good effort, guys. Cheers. And their cider's Golden Axe. Apple cider it's called, if you see it around. Anyway, here's some footage. As I said, it's a bit rough. It's me trying to hold the camera, sticking in my face. It's windy and noisy. Just sitting here, the beer festival's just opened. Hope it's not too windy. Hop Bazooka from Southern Bay Brewing Company. Wow. Piney. Blows your head off. If you haven't tried it, try it. Cheers. Galaxy, and Citra. A ton of it like you've never tasted before. Hop Bazooka, Southern Bay Brewing Company. Cheers. I'm here backstage at the Ballarat Beer Festival. I'm just trying a Monster Mash beer. I'll try and show you. Not that you can see it very well, but it's a red, a hoppy red, and it's very nice. They actually brew out of the Cavalier Brewing Company in Derrimut. It's beautiful. I even bought a t-shirt. It's that flash, I'll show you in a minute. They also brew a double IPA. But this hoppy red, which I'm wrapped in, it's a bit dark. Hang on, can I show it to you? Get some light behind it maybe? No, it's not going to work. But it's Chinook and Centennial. No wonder I like it. It's very nice. Monster Mash. Track it down if you can. I've got to slow down. The double IPA is 9%. I've only been here an hour or so, and I've had about 4 IPAs and a couple of double IPAs, and I've still got another 7 hours to go. Say hello. Ballarat, the Family Beer Festival. Just had an O'Brien's gluten-free IPA. Look, there's toilets behind me. It looks like I'm sitting right in front of them. Always, all my videos are in front of toilets. Can't remember what this is. Yes, I can. It's a Temple Bicycle Ale, I think they called it. Bicycle beer. It's very nice, actually. 7 hops, they said, but it's not hoppy, but it's not meant to be hoppy, but it's very nice. Temple Bicycle Beer. Still at the festival. I'm on Boat Rocker. What is it? Hop Bomb IPA. Very nice, very balanced. Not too overpowering. It's very nice. The other one I've got from Boat Rocker is their Smash IPA. Smash isn't an official style, as I know, but they use about 3 different hops. So they call it single malt and some hops. But, you know, it's their right to do that. It's not an official style. And that's very nice too. Using a hop back, you can't go wrong. Hop backs are good. Cheers. Here, hanging backstage as usual, groupie. I'm a groupie. I'm on the Brew, which for anyone that knows is a Tasmanian beer. Why am I doing it to myself? I don't know. But they think they're flash. Look, they've even written it on their plastic cups. No, actually, it's alright. It's a nice beer. There's about 2 or 3 hours to go. It's been a long day. Tried many beers. And it's still good. In a minute, this other band's going to kick off. So I just thought I'd get a quick video in before they do. Cheers. One thing I'll add. When you're at a beer festival, there's the beer festival. There's where we're staying. Book early. Book early. Makes getting home a lot easier. 7 hours in, the Aussie/Irish music is pumping. Caninda IPA. All is good with the world. An hour and a half to go. Beer of the day has just been announced. Cavalier Pale Ale, which is what I'm on right now. That's a very nice beer. The other thing about the Cavalier is that there's a couple of beers I've mentioned today. Monster Mash. I might not have mentioned Brew Cult, but that's where they all brew their beers at Cavalier Brewing. And the funny thing is that means nothing. Because all it means is they use Cavalier's Brewing as a place to brew their beer. But funnily enough, the best beers I've had all today have been from that same brewery. Excuse the band noise. The last band's on right now. But Cavalier Brewing, Jarramant, Victoria, Australia, who would have thunk it? Cheers. Anyway, cheers. If you get the chance, go to Ballarat Beer Festival. If you get the chance, go to any beer festival. You'll always find something you haven't tried before. And that can't be easy sometimes. But you'll have a good time. I always have a good time. The wife comes, we take the child. We usually get a hotel room just near it so we don't have to go too far. And it's a great time. Anyway, cheers. Monster Mash.